Hey guys, Alyssa here. Today I'm going to show you some tips on some rainbow loom, or on rainbow loom bracelets, just all of it in general. So, I hope you guys like it, enjoy, and I hope you guys have fun with like I am. So, if you've ever made the hibiscus flower, I think that's how you pronounce it, like I have. There's many tutorials on there. I've made my own tutorial if you want to check that out. The trick is that once you make the flower, instead of adding the chain, this can be a simple and easy hair clip. All you have to do is just add it on to a hair clip, and it's actually really super cool and super pretty. So that's tip 1. Or I guess a suggestion. So if you really want to see how it looks like that's how it would look like in my hair. I still think it's super pretty. I love that flower, and I really think you guys should try it. Now it's time for tip number 2. If you're ever wanting to make a bracelet and they say have maybe 40 of this color, you never just want to estimate that you have all of that color. Because whenever you get to maybe get more of that color, you might not have enough. And then you'll get that far and you'll have to start a brand new color that you never had. So that's tip 2. Trust me, you might want to take my advice on that. After you're done making a bracelet, you never know if the backside can actually be super cool too. For example, I've made this feather bracelet, and although the front side's really cool, I love the back side because it looks like a double X. It looks super cool, and I always wear it on this side rather than this side. So, whatever bracelets you make, just try to look on the other outside to see which side you like better. Tip 4. I forgot to say that was tip 3, I think. Oops. Whenever you're watching someone's tutorial, you never want to maybe get too far on it. You maybe want to watch it first and then try it on your loom. Because if they mess up and then you've gone that far, then you might have to start all over, or you just wasted a whole bunch of bands. So, that's tip 4. Don't get too carried away with people's tutorials. Make sure that it turned out okay and right, and then you just should be just fine. Tip 5. Whenever you're trying to take out the blue things in your loom, make sure once you start doing it over and over again that you're a pro at it. Make sure you're still very careful whenever you're taking it off, because you never know when you can just do it too hard and your loom will break. That's happened to me before. Although I just super glued it together, which is another tip I was going to give you, but I guess I just gave it to you. It still works, but you don't want to go and buy a new loom. So when taking it off, just make sure you're still super careful with it. Tip 6. Whenever you want to decorate your hook, make sure you still leave room in the thickest part of it. This is because whenever you get ready to finish, most of the tutorials, you have to put this like a rubber band in maybe the thickest part and pull it off. And you don't want to break this part, so you need to make sure that you have some room left in the thickest. I also made a tutorial on how to decorate your hook and how to make the cute little bows, which I just love. And I've done some singing videos, just saying. But like I said, make sure you leave some room on your hook. Step 7. If you ever see people making tutorials and you decide one day that maybe you want to make your own tutorial like I did, you need to make sure that you have the proper setup. So I'm going to show you my setup. I set my kit of all my rubber bands on a higher table. Then I get just a regular, I guess you could say, table, and I put it right by it. This is so whenever I film, I can just put it on the higher table and you are able to see me clearly and good. If your video or tutorial isn't clear, no one's going to want to watch it because they're not going to know what to do. Also, make sure you have enough room on your tutorial table to show the people what supplies they would need, like rubber bands, hook, loom, and always have a charger ready or handy if your phone's about to die, or a camera. So that's tip 7. Tip 8 is whenever you're doing your own tutorial, if you do, make sure you're in a quiet area to where you're not going to get interrupted that much. Or if you know you're going to get interrupted because you have maybe a small house with a lot of family members, just pick a time maybe whenever they're sleeping and kind of be quiet with your tutorial. or maybe do it early in the morning, or just do it at a time you know that they're occupied and they're not really going to interrupt you that much, because people aren't going to want to watch videos to where you're talking to your family members every 5 minutes or you're leaving the camera to go talk to one of them. Tip 9. Whenever you're doing your tutorial, make sure that your camera quality is at least decent. People that actually cannot see the loom, I've seen some to where they go like this and you can't see what they're doing, and then they take it up to the screen and they expect them to be able to know what they're doing. So that's that tip. Tip 10 is that whenever you want to do a bracelet, and if you are a beginner, make sure you know that trying an advanced level, that you're probably not going to get that far on it. Whenever I first started my rainbow looming, I tried an advanced level bracelet and it really did not work out for me. It was actually this feather one right here, and I tried it and it turned out to where they all collapsed on me, and I got really mad because it was all on my loom, the whole design. I had placed all the bands, I was looping, and it took me so long, and whenever I took it off, it didn't even work out. So yeah, that kind of does suck, but just make sure that you remember that. So start with the beginning, because it's always good to learn the basics, and so then whenever you get to the challenging ones, that you already have down the basics, and they should be a piece of cake. So that leads me to tip 10, 11. So tip 11, kind of like tip 10. Whenever you're doing a bracelet, rainbow looming does take a lot of patience, because after you get done placing all of the bands on the loom, and then you get to looping all of them, and it takes some work. It takes a long time, maybe about an hour, and you make a mistake and you have to start all over. That can be the thing that can make you the most mad. So just realize that when you're doing a more challenging, or just maybe even an easy one, that you have to have a thought in your mind that says, if you mess up, you have to just keep calm and start over, maybe try something else, and then come back to that. Whenever you're doing your own, I guess you could say tutorials, make sure that you are very organized. As you can see, I am using a video app called Video Start or Video FX, and like I have things to where I can press my tab that says step 1 is placing the bands, and step 3 finishing the bracelets, and then I have some that are the supplies you will need or please make sure to have all of your supplies ready before we begin, and like the titles of them and stuff like that. So just make sure to be a little bit organized for the people that are watching your tutorials, so they know that this bracelet's going to come out good and okay. Yeah, so that was tip number 10, 11, 12. Okay, those are for those for you that are some serious rainbow loomers, and I mean the colors just go like that, like the main colors like white, black, purple, stuff like that, and yellow. Make sure that before you run out too low that you order some new ones or go buy some new ones at the store before they get too low, because then you're probably going to see this really super cool bracelet that you're going to want to make, and then you're not going to have enough colors and you're going to have to wait until you get some more, and then you can't even remember what it's called. That's happened to me before, and it sucks. Yeah, so just make sure you have good supplies on your stuff. And that was tip 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's all my tips for today, guys. I hope I helped you out at least a little bit. I gave you some advice, some tips, maybe just some cool things to do. And I hope you guys had fun. Please, please, please subscribe and like my rainbow loom tutorials and my singing videos. Thank you for all the people that actually do watch my videos. I appreciate you and I admire you. And I hope you guys had fun watching this video. I had fun making it. My hair's all staticky now. But yeah, have fun. I hope you guys learned to make some more really cool bracelets like this 3-layer fishtail. And have a good night, morning, evening, wherever you guys are. And see you later. Thanks again for watching some more of Alyssa's famous rainbow loom tutorials. Bye! See you next time.